I need 30, 60, 90 seconds of your intro on a call. You know, you've got appointments. I want people to take away. This is the Uncle Jimmy script. Just real quick and quickly, how are you booking right now? Are you texting? Are you dialing? Are you self-booking? Do you have a dialer? We want everyone to know what all the options are. You know, what
So what I do is I'm old school. I'm getting ready to dive into the dialing part. Give me a dialer. But right now, what I do is I triple dial you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The next day, I triple dial you breakfast, lunch. If you don't answer, I start texting you. I put you in ringing and I start nailing you on a drip campaign. I believe like the first 6 seconds are the most important. And what I do is it's real simple. Hey, Grady, how you doing today? Grady says, great, wonderful. My name is Jim Hensley. The reason for my call, you're inquiring about getting some life insurance. I see you're interested in an index universal life product. And the reason being was you're looking to build cash accumulation. Is that correct? Perfect. So I just want to verify that you are 35 years old and your birthday is XYZ. Is that correct? Great. So is right now a good time, or did you want me to set an appointment for you? And if you do, I'd like you to take down my code. And that's basically, I get to it. So I find out right away when I say, how you doing today? And they say, oh, I'm at work. Oh, I'm not feeling very well. Okay, great. You know, now's not the time, but I know you know the importance of it. I want to set an appointment for you. What would be a good time for you within the next 48 hours? Because I'm only in your area for 48 hours because they've got me all over the place. If they say I'm great, and then I just try to find out what kind of, if they're an investor or if they're conservative. If they're a conservative client, I'm slamming an IUL. I'm either doing it, I'm just doing it just like you do a term, one call close. I'm doing America, Ethos, or I'm doing Mutual of Omaha. If they tell me they're an investor, I'm trying to get a Zoom link to them. I'm actually sending them a Zoom link immediately and telling them I just sent you a Zoom link. If you can jump on, I'd love to show you an illustration, show you how your money's going to grow. And I'm very to the point, and I'm very like, it's weird because I just had a Ronnie on and he was doing mortgage protection. And I love listening to all the different ways people do it, their scripts. Mine, I feel like because of TikTok and social media and everything, people just kind of scroll real fast. So when I grew up, sitcoms were an hour and then they went to 30 minutes. Now you get 6 seconds because of social media. And I feel like we have to capture them within that 6 seconds. We have to find out how they're doing because they're going to tell you, I'm at work. I don't feel good. Oh, I'm just cruising. I'm shopping. I'm driving. That sounds great. Perfect. The reason why I called was blah, 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 right? You're looking for life insurance. And I'd just love to set an appointment at a better time. What's a good time? And then they tell you, and, you know, I always ask them, when are your days off? And if they're like kind of push back on me, then I just kind of dig in and say, you know what? I don't know if you're really serious about this. Were you just clicking through the social media and you just wanted someone to talk to you, or were you actually really trying to help your family?
It's great.
So Andrew taught me. So he was listening to me, right, when I first started. And he's like, dude, you got to come to a conclusion. You either make them hate you or buy. That's it. And I was like, damn, that's harsh. And he's like, no, that's what you have to do. So now, and he's like, you got to hit them in the heart. You really got to poke them to make them realize the importance of this. Once I started doing that, everything changed. Everything changed. I mean, now I come to conclusions and I know, you know, right away if
And
someone's
not
serious.
rude, direct. Like, who are you trying to protect? What happened if you died yesterday, Bob? What would Mary be doing today? Is that what you want for Mary? Where would the kids go? Like, you've got to talk to them with about what would really happen in your life.
And you got to keep control. And that's something where, oh, just call me in 30 minutes. No, I'm not going to call you in 30 minutes. And I just wait. And it gets really uncomfortable. And I wait. Because the first one that talks lose. Well, why not? Because I'm busy. I only called you because I got ghosted on my last appointment and I'm trying to help some families. So I have you on the phone now. You answered. You can't be too busy. So we can either set an appointment or let me just run an illustration. It takes 2 minutes. I mean, again, guys, like I always tell my recruits, you're the doctor. When you go to a doctor's office, do you tell the doctor what to do or do you listen as the patient and do what the doctor says? So turn into the doctor. And when you turn into the doctor, things change. Yeah, you might not get, as many sales, but you probably weren't going to get a sale off that person anyways. But what it does do is it reinforces who you are. You keep the control. And then if he's like, all right, can you call me at 3? No, but I have a 3:30. Can I call you at 3:30? See how I kept the control? He tried to get the control back by saying, I told him, no, I'm not calling you in 30 minutes. And then, well, can you call me at 3? No. How about 3:30? So when you keep that control, that they know it's real. And then when you talk to them at 3:30, I mean, sometimes they just don't answer the phone, right? Let's just be honest. They're just saying that to get you off the phone. But when you do get them, then it's just when I know I have an appointment at 3:30 and I know who he is and I kind of got a little bit of information out of him, I've already got a game plan for what I'm going to do for that person because I don't want to waste people time. And I don't want people wasting my time. And I always tell them, are you wasting my time? When they start talking too much, I always ask them, are you wasting my time? Because I'm busy and I am. I try to do double book, and then I'm usually appointments from 9 to about 4 o'clock, somehow, some way, either with agent recruits or with clients.
Or
And I
45,
like to double.
60. How many, what's your spacing?
It depends. I mean, some days it's 30, some days, and then what I'll do too is I'll look at last week's calendar and I always take notes and say, nope, they didn't answer. They didn't answer. They didn't answer. And I just slap them in my schedule this week and I just redial them during those days and those times because you already told me you're available at that time. I know I missed you last week. And then when I get them on the phone, I'm like, and I always use a different number. So I'll use my cell phone. And then if you ghost me, I'm calling you from a different number the next week at that time. And when you answer, hey Grady, how you doing today? Yeah, I know life happened. I missed you last week, but I got you right now. I know you said you're always available this time. I'd love to run that quote for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sales is tricky. You got to be tricky. You got to stay up with the times. You definitely, if you're not using a CRM, you need one because you can keep notes in there. It keeps everything in front of you on your screen. You got to spend the money. Find yourself a lead source. ILC is great. There's always leads in there. If you looked in there right now, there's going to be leads for you to buy. You can start working immediately. They're not expensive. Definitely learn how to generate your own leads. That's something that I'm starting to do right now. If you're not on social media, get on social media, do little reels. You never know if it's going to go viral or not. The dumbest things go viral. No one knows how or why. But all these things, like I said, I had to reinvent myself. I was never on social media until last year. I was never into CRMs and things like that weren't corporate owned. And computers, I'm old school, man. Like I like a pen and paper. I still take my notes. I don't type. I don't, I'm just one of those people that it was hard for me to break my mold and reinvent myself. But when you see the power of innovation, when you see the power of AI, you just have to. You're going to get left behind if you don't. And
Amen.
if you're not going to lock-ins and getting around people that are big thinkers like Grady's and Andrew, you're not going to be a big thinker. And it's something that I told my last company before I quit them. I said, they had this big meeting and I stood up and I said, they said, what's the most important, valuable thing to you? I said, time. Time's something that none of us can get back. And they said, what else? And I said, well, I like to be around people that are more successful than me. And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I go find another room. If I'm the smartest person in that room, I try a third room. If I'm the smartest person in that room, I'm just a smart person. But what I like to do is I like to get really close to somebody that's way better than I am. Because if you're in an office and you're 100 feet away from somebody that's doing 40,000 less than you in sales, let's say he's doing 40 grand and you're doing 80 grand. You're going to do 60,000 by being 80 feet away. If you are 30 feet away from someone who's doing 120,000, you're probably going to do 100,000 just being. So the further away from someone that's not progressing, it's going to bring you down. The closer you're someone that's progressing, it's going to boost you up. So get out of your office, get to the conventions, get to the conference, get to lock-ins, get on Zoom calls, get around people that are doing what you're doing, and get around successful people and pick their brain, because they're going to elevate you to a level that you're never going to do on your own. It's just not going to happen. What do you agree, Grady? Or
Jimmy, you're pulling the words out of my soul right now. Okay, I couldn't agree more. It's fantastic what you're saying. I reflect on that, and it's, I don't mean it to come out like this. Like, you have a leg up on some people because you suffered longer, and you suffered longer in an environment at which you were a
yeah,
leader, and you did have 500 employees, which you'd have to give direction to, and then tell someone to do something and find them 30 minutes later not having done the thing that needed to take 3 minutes to get done. And what are you doing? And having to just be stern and direct, which now you get to a point where you're in your insurance business, and it's, I don't have time to mess around. I'm not going to call you back in 30 minutes. Are you going to answer on a Sunday? Because that is my special day, and I am not going to mess around with my one special day to chase you all day long. Are we talking or are we not talking? And that confidence and that directness has come through a hardened series of decades of knowing
right.
how to communicate with people, and knowing that most people are soft, weak, lazy, and lame. And if I don't just, if I'm, then the stronger I am, makes them feel trust, and gives them confidence that you are someone that they want to deal with. And that's something that I hope that all these agents who are watching this now and watching this in the future on YouTube can take away. That it's, you don't have to have Uncle Jimmy's decades of management experience to be
No.
successful today in insurance. But if you can understand what he's doing is just being the doctor and being confident and giving direction, you can fake it till you make it, until you go, this is actually the best way to do it. And Uncle Jimmy just walks into it and he goes, I don't got time for these people to be futzing around with whether or not we're going to talk or not talk. Do you want insurance? Do you want to protect your family? Do you want to go back to not? Because that's what I'm here to, I'm the protect your family guy. So,
And
dude,
it's funny. It's funny because I used to tell employees, when you, Grady, when you showed up today, you told me you want to be a dishwasher. The day you don't want to be a dishwasher, don't show up. When you looked in the mirror, when you woke up, you said you were going to be a dishwasher today. That's why you're here. So I tell agents, this is what I tell them. Hey, man, I'm not here to babysit you. I'm not here to wipe your nose. I'm going to get you up and running, and then I'm going to get the F out of your way. Okay. Because the worst thing is someone can just hover over somebody and be a helicopter upline. I don't like that. And I tell them, look, you looked in the mirror today. You said you wanted to be an agent. So what are you doing to be an agent? When you don't want to be an agent, go to another IMO. We're okay with that. This machine's still going to move without you. The trains, we're moving, man. If you want on, let's go. If not, I'm okay with it, because again, I'm not succeeding. Okay. What are you doing? What's your schedule look like? How many leads did you buy? How long did you dial them? How did you dial them? What's your script? How do you close? So if we're not doing those things, and how do you close? It's real simple. When I say, Grady, it's going to be $132 a month for $250,000. You like it? Great. Grady, how do I spell your name so I get it right on the application? When Grady starts going GRA, you're writing an application, guys. There's nothing to talk about. Get to the application, and then it's the art of the close. The art of the close is no more chit chat. The only time you chit chat is when that thing's spinning. As soon as it stops spinning, go right back to what you need and get over the finish line. I can't tell you, when I first started, how many people I screwed up because I talked too much. And then I went, you know what? No more. It's all business when I'm in the application. I can get an application done between 22 and 28 minutes, and I can just get it over with. And that's something that, you just have to just focus on closing and getting that submitted. Don't let life happen, because you're probably not going to catch up to those people. When you get them in the spare of the moment, that's when the magic happens. So don't forget, close the deal. Don't talk too much.
all right. So as we close out here, this fantastic call, and if you all are in love with Uncle Jimmy as much now as I am when I first got to spend some time with him, drop a UJ in the comments below. Let me tell you a quick little 5, 12, 22-second story. I am 50% Polish and 50% Mexican, Hispanic, I think Mexican, Garcia, Holguin, etc. Grew up cleaning chilies with my mom, making tamales. She makes menudo at Christmas. and she would always make fresh salsa. So I am not the foremost or even near any sort of level of expert in Hispanic or Mexican food, but I will tell you that that background has given me some level of being able to have an opinion. And my opinion is Uncle Jimmy has created a salsa that is absolutely delicious. And I would highly encourage all of you, as if you've gotten any value out of this call today, it's like $4 or $5 a jar. He is not getting rich, wealthy, or anything. It is a passion project for him to have created incredible salsa that his family loved that now he's trying to distribute to the world. So is it unclejimmysalsa.com? If you feel inclined, if you feel some love and you trust me in any way, shape, or form, go order a jar or a case and enjoy it. I am on my third case in the past couple of months because I put it on eggs and I eat it with chips and salsa when I'm feeling like I want some chips. And I just absolutely put it on other Hispanic food. I put it on a lot of, it's actually very, and I've sent you all kinds of pictures of me just in my collection of jars
Yeah,
going.
it's amazing.
And I'll pass it to you just to give us a 60-second background. But he's created a salsa. It's so good. If you like salsa, I highly encourage you to order it. And drop some more UJ salsas in the chat below, unclejimmysalsa.com. No, it is not an analogy. Uncle Jimmy has a salsa. Hold up the jar. Give us a quick story as we close it out, because I love you. I appreciate you, but also I want the world to be able to enjoy this great, great product.
Guys, if you need life insurance, you can click my link right here. I can get you up to $2 million instantly. No, so the beauty is, if I worked in corporate America, there's no way I'd be able to, run and open another business. It just wouldn't have happened. I was a small thinker. I was a big thinker in the corporate world, but I was a small thinker in the actually entrepreneur world. And it's funny. So I got sick of tasting salsa that tastes like spaghetti sauce. And I started making it fresh and then my nephew, Andrew's like, dude, we got to jar that and sell it. I said, dude, no one's going to sell it. I mean, no one's going to buy this thing if we jar it up. Well, I think we've already moved like 2,000 cases, and we just are getting ready to launch with a partner that's really, really big in the social media world, like 80 million follower big. Can't say the name yet, but we just finished our hot product. We've signed off
Oh,
on
you
it. We
got a
love it.
hot coming out?
It's coming. Yeah, it is
Oh,
bomb.
has it got
It
salt in
is
it?
bomb. It is bomb. I've never made mild salsa. So I used to swear when I was a little kid, I'm a mistake. I'm a lot younger than my brothers and sisters. So my brothers would rat me out and my mom would let them put hot peppers in my mouth. So I just like hot food. Spicier the better. So when we did this, I was like, we got to make a mild because the masses don't like hot. So it was hard for me. It was out of my wheelhouse to get this to taste really good, mild. But when we tweaked it to the hot, oh man, it is fire. And I mean
Love it.
fire. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. Grady, thank you. If you guys try the salsa, give us an honest review. If you hate it, say you hate it. You know what I mean? If you love it, say you love it. But we want just honest feedback. That's the best way that we can learn and make our product better. And trust me, you're in the right IMO with Family First Life. Believe it. No one's holding you down. No one's stopping you from getting to 145. No one's stopping you from owning every state, even Alaska. No one's stopping you from recruiting from day one. All these other IMOs have all these stipulations that you have to achieve before you can move up. Not here, man. You guys are where you need to be. Just plug in, get the activity, get your leads, and help some families.